Welcome back. You are still watching Morning Live, and our third sport bulletin, our focus is on the SA20, which is now in its third edition, and the competition really just does keep on growing year on year. Now, to talk about this and other cricketing matters, we've roped in former Proteas captain and SA20 Commissioner Graeme Smith. A very good morning to you, Graeme. Thank you so much for joining us on Sports on Morning Live.
Yeah, morning. Thanks for having me.
Graeme, now before we start talking about what we've seen so far in terms of the competition out at the SA20 this year, perhaps let's just touch on the strategic importance of a tournament like the Betway SA20 for cricket in South Africa.
Yeah, look, I think initially, the tournament was built to try and create some commercial stability in South Africa, but most importantly, to create an event that South Africans could be proud of. I think franchise cricket had been starting to grow globally after the success of the IPL, and then you had the Big Bash and various other leagues around the world, and South Africa had fallen behind with its failed attempts. So it was really great to be able to get something going, to build something strong, to be able to attract 6 franchises like we did. And now going into season 3, just seeing how the fans have come back to the game, the type of talent that's coming through in the competition, the quality of the teams, I think is very exciting.
And as you touch on the quality of the teams and the quality of players that are coming through, we've seen the SA20 almost be a springboard for some players to get in, some recognition on the international and Proteas level. Let's speak to the element that the SA20 then plays in terms of player development.
Yeah, look, I think for us, it's a crucial, that pathway development is a crucial aspect of what we're trying to build. We launched a SA20 schools this year with over 500 schools, girls and boys. We're running under 19 camps, and we introduced the rookie system into the main event as well. And I think on top of that, it's about exposing our players to, full houses, big TV productions, and playing with and against the best players in the world. And I think that's what's starting to happen. We saw the likes of last year of Neil Bartman come out through the tournament and go on and have a huge, successful World Cup with the Proteas, and so on. What we want to create is that, there's real tension for places and selection, and we see our Proteas men doing well. Already in the last year, they've had a semi-final, a World Cup final, and now the World Test Championship final. So, that's great to see.
It is great to see. Now, let's talk more now on the SA20 itself. One-handed catches, carnival atmosphere. For those who've never been to an SA20 match, what can they expect this time around?
Yeah, more of the same. We've touched on the cricket, but I think the stadium experiences have been so fun. I actually did a few laps I was in, the other day at first game in Geberke, PE, and, Durban, Paul. Just seeing full houses and people having a great time. And we invest heavily in the stadium experience, the entertainment, the music, all the stuff that's on offer in a stadium, from whether you're a youngster to someone that's looking to have a big jaw in the stadium. There's something for you.
There is certainly, and I've been seeing those videos on social media of that one-handed catch and people just going absolutely insane. The atmosphere around that is beautiful to watch. Let's also perhaps then, Graeme, touch on the possibility of airing some of the games on free-to-air. What are the possibilities of that happening, as there is substantial reach that comes through free-to-air platforms, and the viewers of free-to-air and SABC would love to see the SA20 as well?
Yeah, look, we really did try this year. We worked hard with the leadership at SABC to try and find a way to get games out. We couldn't, for some reason, we couldn't seem to find a way to make that work from the SABC side. So, we'll keep trying and hoping that, we can get it right into the future. One of our goals is to grow the event and the audience. And, so partnering with people that can do that is important.
And I know I'm putting you in a very tricky position right now, but you have already watched a couple of games. We saw the opening game where many thought that the defending champions were just going to have a walk in the park, but it was the opposite of that. Just speaking to the level of competition you're seeing this time around, and if you think there are any standouts who you think will be vying for the title this time around.
Sure, I'll tell you, I get asked that question a lot, but I'm looking at all the team lineups, and I think that it's so equally competitive, and that's really where we sit in terms of drafting the player regulations and how teams need to sign and build their squads is try and keep the league equally competitive. We love the ebbs and flows and getting down to the last weekend, not knowing who really is going to qualify for the playoffs. I was in Durban the other night, and it looked like Proteas were going to clean up the game, and all of a sudden the Super Giants fought back, and what a thriller, off the last ball. So that for us is, I think, what we want to build is that uncertainty of who's going to win every game. And you're right, the defending champions, the two-time winners, haven't had a great start to the tournament, but that supports in PE, and if they do click, there's still 8 games left for them, so there's a lot still to play for.
There's certainly a lot still to play for, and we look forward to seeing who will be crowned the champions of the Betway SA20 this time around. Graeme, you have such an amazing cricket mind, and I cannot let you go before I get your thoughts on the Proteas making it to the Test Championship final, ably led by a man who often is on the receiving end of criticism in Themba Bavuma. What has this team, you think, the Proteas gotten right? Also, as a former captain, you've seen the leadership out in this team from both coach and captain. What are your thoughts on what they've been able to do, this Proteas side?
Oh, listen, I was a fan celebrating when they, snuck over the line in that Test match in Pretoria, when KG played so well to get us into the World Test Championship final. They had to win 6 or 7 games in a row, and they've managed to do that. I think it's been brilliant to watch. As I said, what a 6 months ahead for this team and these players as well. They've got Betway SA20 now. They Champions Trophy to follow, and then the World Test Championship final. So a huge 6 months for them as a group, and with so much opportunity. From a Themba perspective, I think he's done so well. He's answered his critics in the right way. He's a quiet, resilient man, and he's gone and performed and led from the front. I think his batting has been outstanding. He's been just so consistent in terms of his performance and the way that he's led the squad. And what's great to see, it's besides them playing well, they seem to be playing as a unit. There seems to be a bit of grit back in that lineup, and it's just good to see South African cricket being successful again.
Indeed it is. Graeme, thank you so much for your time this morning, and all the best with the SA20, and we'll see you out at the games.
I look forward to it. See you Thursday.
That is, ladies and gentlemen, Graeme Smith. He is the Betway SA20 Commissioner, talking all things SA20, also touching on other cricketing matters, including the Proteas and what they've been able to do.